Hello, and welcome to Open House. My name is Stephen Garland, and I will be teaching your students English 5-6 this year. So let's get into it. A little bit about me. I studied at SIUE and earned a degree in English language education with endorsements in public speaking and mathematics, though I don't tend to use that last one. This is my 12th year of teaching and my 10th year at Belleville West, which is just a fantastic place for me to be. I'm also the advisor for the school newspaper, which is called High News, and the LGBTQIA club called Spectrum. This year in English 5-6, we are doing a survey of American literature. So we're going to be covering a broad spectrum of novels, short stories, poems, and even drama that have come out of the American tradition. So my goals for the year are always a little bit loftier than what I end up achieving, but let's go over what I would love to be able to get through. So, first semester, I want to cover The Catcher in the Rye, Sing Unburied Sing, and hopefully The Great Gatsby. Timing will decide whether or not we get to that last one, and we'll definitely also be covering short stories first semester. Second semester, we'll get into longer nonfiction and also cover drama. And drama tends to be either The Crucible or A Raisin in the Sun. We have a few other options. I may explore those, but those are the ones that I'm definitely considering. In terms of the nonfiction, we have the options of Unbroken, The Things They Carried, which is not totally nonfiction. It kind of rides the line, but I'm going to squeeze it in anyway. Dust Tracks on a Road, The Glass Castle, Zaytoon, and The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. We have a few other options there too, like In Cold Blood by Truman Capote, and that will kind of just depend on class interest. Oh, and Into the Wild. Those all are options, and this is a great opportunity for students to kind of have more say in what they're reading for class. It gives them some more variety and lets them have a bit more say in their education, which is always important for them to actually respond well to it. Now, in addition to the literature I'll be teaching this year, I am also continuing the tradition of Belleville West's independent reading. So students will be expected to have an independent reading book with them every single day. I plan on giving them 10 minutes of class each day to read their independent reading book so that they're able to meet my reading goals that I'll be setting for them. We'll be reporting page counts at the end of each triad, and if we meet the goals, then there will obviously be rewards because I do want to celebrate a culture of reading in my English class. We'll also be doing composition this year. First semester, we'll focus on narrative writing, which is more creative and writing about oneself. And we'll also do a practice run for the research-based argumentative essay. That's a big one because during English 6, which is next semester, that essay is make or break. If students do not complete their research paper, they cannot pass English 6. And that's a policy that is true across the entire district. So no English 6 student should be able to pass English 6 without completing that project. We've decided it's that important. And then we may cover SAT writing. Last year, the state did not mandate that students take the SAT essay, so we did not do it. But if that comes back, I will walk them through that process and make sure that they're prepared for it. Speaking of the SAT, we'll also be doing SAT prep this year. First semester, it'll be a little bit more sporadic. My goal is for second semester to have an SAT prep lesson once a week at least, getting more in depth as we near April when the test tends to be. There will also be SAT tutoring during the lunch hours and before and after school, all of which are free. So if students are extra motivated to prepare for the SAT, we offer a lot of options for them to have that. And if you have any questions about those, you should just get in contact with me. I will make sure that we get that set up for you. We will also be having a public speaking unit, most likely next semester in English 6. And the shape that takes kind of depends on what time we have left. So it'll either be tied to their argumentative research essays, or it'll be tied to our poetry unit, which we tend to end the year with. Either way, there will be an argumentative aspect. If it's with the poem, then they'll be presenting 2 different interpretations of the same poem. And if it's with their paper, they'll be presenting their counter argument along with the arguments that they use to build their claim. In terms of what the students will need for the class, it's a pretty short list. So, a school issued device, every student should have a Chromebook at this point issued by the school. That's number one. My goal is to use as little paper as possible. So, as long as they have that device, they should be set for a given day. They'll also probably want headphones or earbuds. Those won't be as necessary and that won't come up as often, but there will be times when they'll want to be able to plug in to their device and listen to a video or even just a musical component to a lesson that we're doing. On top of that, they'll probably want to have note cards for the speech unit, but again, that's next semester, so that is a January concern, not an August concern. I will accept work handwritten. We can print out pretty much anything that I have created for the class. So if a student does want to write things down physically, they probably need to bring in their own paper and their own writing utensils. Anytime that I will be giving a lesson that requires them to write things down on paper, I will be providing the paper, I will be providing the writing utensils. But if we have a time when a student would prefer to do a digital assignment physically, they will want to have those materials ready. Other than that, I don't have much more information to give you. However, I would love to talk to you about any of this and answer any questions that you have. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Feel free to contact me at stgarland@bths201.org. You can also call the phone in my classroom. The number is 618-222-7623. I normally have the ringer turned off because it's kind of disruptive in class, but I will get the voicemail and I will get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. I'll also be available for video conferencing right after you finish this video between 6:30 and 7:30 on Google Meet. And I have provided that link in the same email that linked this video so that you have access to both. Please feel free to pop in. If you have any questions, let me know. If there's any information you want me to know about your student, I'd love to hear that. Anything that you would like to go over with your student's English teacher, I will be there to facilitate. So please pop in. Please let me know if there's anything that I can do to make your experience this year better. I know we've had a couple of rough years at this point, and we're hoping that this year is much improved. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your night, and I look forward to talking with you.